Yes, welcome everyone here to the Smash Sports Show right here on Smash FM here on a Tuesday here in Melbourne. Of course, let's turn our attention to VNL Netball. And with, of course, the VNL season still going ahead at the moment with the restrictions happening in Melbourne. And for the Northeast Blaze, they'll be hoping to jump into the top four with a win against the Saints after they, come from behind win against the Falcons last Wednesday. And of course, we've got three very special guests on the show who I actually thought were their three MVPs in that game on Wednesday, and they join us right now. Thanks all three for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Well, I'll get each of you to introduce yourselves and tell us what position you all three play on the court.
I'll start. Sorry. I'm Steph. I play goalkeeper, goal defence.
I'm Ruby. I played centre wing attack.
I'm Ali. I play goalkeeper, goal defence as well.
Now, the Falcons game. Didn't get off to a good start. I guess it was pretty close, in the first quarter, but fell a little bit apart in the second quarter before you had to come back in the second half. What was the message at halftime by your coach, Sarah Hogan?
I think she just said, stick to our game plan. I think, don't get too caught up in what Falcons were trying to do, like a very fast and very kind of playing off the body team, whereas we've been taught to play a bit more one-on-one defence and still continue to use our attacking and defence setups, particularly on centre passes. So to stick to what we've been taught, what we've been practicing at training, and put that into a game, which is what obviously helps us become really successful throughout the match.
Yeah, I think we just went back to our two words that we've been focusing on, which are team and intent, and trying to just stick to our game plan regardless of what the other team's doing.
No, I think they said it all, and just we had to control the ball and just play our game.
Now, I guess the critical turn of that game was, I think your coach staff subbed out your two leaders of the team, of course, your captain Maddie, and of course the vice captain Jackie in that second quarter into halftime, and I guess putting a bit more of a faster team onto the court, which turned the game around. I guess how important was that to negate the Falcons that way, to put speed on them?
I think it kind of took the momentum away from the Falcons, because that adapting to that change for them possibly could have been a little bit difficult, whereas we kind of just inject. I feel like we can do that really well and really smoothly, regardless of who's on the court. We can always deliver and perform.
Yeah, I agree. No matter the seven that are on the court, we're always there giving 100%. So sometimes the change is good to be able to, just chuck on new combinations and see what they can do.
Yeah, I agree too. That's what they said.
Now, as a result, now Ruby, you got moved into centre during that game, and you completely dominated that midcourt. Every time I was scoring that game, but seems like every time I look up, you were there, and then you're over there, then you were all over the place in that causing havoc throughout that game. What was your plan going into it when you got moved into centre?
Just play high defense and push her high and just try to get the ball all the time and just control.
Now I have to ask Stefanelli in this question. Now, after I guess the second quarter, and obviously all the ball went down the Falcons' end for the whole most of that first half. How did both of you group and sort of ignored, as a combination to negate, especially their goal shooter in that game?
Good question. I think we just kind of continue to persist, keep focus, keep trying different things, changing up our defensive kind of, not necessarily structure, but just that technique, the way we work around the body, footwork, things like that, just to kind of keep the goalers guessing and keep it unpredictable. And that way it's a bit harder for them to kind of adapt their shooting style, also make them change the way they shoot or the way they move around the ring. which makes it a bit harder for them to kind of stay in front, I guess.
Yeah, I think it was just about trying to force them to make errors by changing the way that we were playing and like mixing it up every time as well.
Both the defenders, Steph and Ali, this question. How good is to have Ruby in the team, especially the way that she's playing and especially causing absolute havoc in the midcourt? I know she's down the other end of the court as well. She can play goal attack as well. But, of course, I think her best position is in the midcourt. But how good is to see her down the other, causing havoc in the midcourt?
I personally love watching Ruby play, especially for her first year in VNL. At training on Sunday night, Ella Bayless made a really good comment saying that Ruby had the ball on a string, which I think is a good way of putting it. Even as you said, in goal attack, her defensive effort is just as huge as the attacking effort. So yeah, it's always really good to see her play.
Yes, I agree. It's just like kind of a relief knowing that she's in there as well and putting on that extra pressure off the ball to know that it's not going to be an easy pass into the goalers for the other team.
How special to hear that, Ruby?
Yeah, good. Like surprising and like gives me a lot of confidence.
Now, Ruby, I need to ask you the similar question I just asked those two about, obviously, your two dynamos in the defense half, of course, Steph and Ali. How special to have those two in the team?
Yeah, it's really good. Like knowing when we have tall shooters, we know that they're there and they can always get the rebounds and bring down the court really well, which is really good.
And of course, Steph and Ali, I need to ask the same question I just asked Ruby just then. How special to hear that?
Yeah, it's always good to hear. Very reassuring. Thanks, Ruby.
Yeah, thank you.
How do both you work together so well, Ali and Steph?
Honestly, good question.
Yeah.
I have no clue.
We came from completely different kind of ways, and I guess in the preseason it was like a focus on just trying to get up to the speed with these girls and kind of get used to how they play. And it was a very different style of defense, I would say. Like I was used to kind of being more like working with my other defender and like swapping and playing a bit more off the body. But when I got to Blaze, it's like always like one-on-one and working hard. But these girls are so encouraging, and it's like really, really easy to play with them when you're in the circle.
Yeah, I agree with Ali. I think and I think all the girls in our team can agree this year. I think our team gets along super, super well, and it definitely translates onto the court. So having that like kind of off-court relationship really helps you kind of work and communicate with your like partnerships on the court or with the whole 7 players on the court, which is really, really good to have as well.
Now, I need to ask this question. Now, of course, it is about my 2 ambassadors, or 2 of the 4 ambassadors I've got at Blaze. Tell us a bit about Maddie, George, and Jackie, your 2 amazing captains.
Maddie and Jack are always a pleasure to have around. They're probably like our class clowns, you could say, of the team. They're always a bit of a character. Maddie this week has had the opportunity, or tomorrow night, to play up in Div 1. And one of our training partners, Tara, will come in and fill in with us. So it's really exciting and a good opportunity for them. And yeah, same within the defense end. Jackie's a really, really good kind of partner to have in the ring with you as well.
Yeah, I think they bring a really positive energy towards us at like training, and they're so encouraging.
Yeah, and like on and off court, they're always like encouraging us and just like giving us confidence, which is really good.
And of course, it'd be miss me to ask this question. Tell us a bit about your amazing coaching staff there at Blaze, which is in your team in particular, which is led by Sarah Hogan.
Sarah's a legend. We love Sarah, I think, because she's a teacher as well. So I think the way she kind of leads the team is really good. And she's super patient. She's very reassuring. Like she takes it very seriously, of course, being a VNL coach, but then also like has time for a bit of a joke here and there, which is really good, especially for us younger girls. But yeah, no, I love having Sarah as a coach. She's great.
Yeah, very encouraging and supportive to all of us. She's really nice to have.
And very friendly and like very welcoming. Like for my first game, I was very relaxed when she was as my coach.
I have to ask about Sarah in particular, how important is to have a coach that also plays and understands what all three, and especially the playing group, goes throughout the game?
Yeah, I think that's definitely an asset to have in your coaching staff. The fact that Sarah played and also for Blaze, it means that she knows the structure that she then has to teach to us and ensure that we kind of implement that really well. And then also at the same time, she understands those struggles that we have as well on the court. So she can really work with us and give us really, really strong advice to help us improve. And because she's played against those same teams that we're playing against, and she's probably used to what other clubs have as their structure. So she kind of thinks ahead and she knows ahead of time what we can do to shut other teams down as well.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, it's awesome to have her as like a player as well, and like playing through Blaze, like knowing all the structures and stuff like that is really nice.
Yeah, same. Like she has a lot of experience, so she gives us a lot of knowledge and how to play the game really well.
Now let's talk a bit about all three your netball journeys so far. Where did it all start and why did you choose it?
For me, it started playing with my primary school team when I was probably about 7 or 8. I think I just saw it in a newsletter and I said, oh, I'd like to play netball. And then, yeah, from then on, I've just been playing for VNL, or not sorry for VNL, but just been playing netball. And then just as I got older and kind of improved my skill, I guess I wanted to take it to a further level. And here we are. So, yeah.
I just, my sister was registering to play just at like one of the local clubs, and they needed under 9s, and mum was like, oh, you can sign my daughter up and my cousin. So I started playing when I was like, I think 6 or 7 with my cousins just down at one of the local clubs, just for some fun and games. And then, yeah, similar to like Steph, just tried out for rep in under 11s and then got in, and then was lucky enough to work my way up to being in the VNL now with Blaze.
Yeah, same. Like I think I started Net Tech Go or something in like when I was 6 or 7, and then just the same, progressing to rep, then now VNL.
Now I have to ask, you might as well tell us who your local associations are, and if you have a local club you still play for in those associations.
I'm from Banyule District Netball Association. I played with them at the start of last year for about 4 weeks until COVID hit, obviously. I don't play with any clubs within that association now because I think the oldest it goes up to is under 17s, under 18s. So I'm too old to play with them now. But if I got the opportunity, and I think if my workload wasn't as big, I definitely would be back there playing.
I play at Willowdale and Yarra Valley Netball Association, and I'm still at my junior club, Montrose Netball Club.
Same with Steph, Banyule.
So I have to ask, I'll ask this one to Ruby and Steph, considering both you're at the same association at Banyule. Have you ever played against each other locally? And how's that gone?
We probably have a training. I don't know if we actually
Yeah,
have.
I don't know.
We played in the same team before, but yeah, I don't know if we played against each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's training.
Not that I can remember anyway.
No.
And then on the opposite end, now I'll ask all three, considering that Ali's from Lilydale, Yarra Valley, which is where I'm currently based. Have Lilydale, Yarra Valley ever played against Banyule in rep, and how's that gone?
I think we have a tournament when I was younger, and
Yeah.
Lilydale was definitely like a rival at tournaments.
It was.
We
Yeah, I
only
do
see you
remember
guys like a few times a year. We never like played against each other during the week because Lilydale's at Waverley, I think, or we're at Parkville. But yeah, at tournaments are definitely like a massive competitor. Yeah.
Yeah, always a very strong competition between both the two teams.
Yeah.
And have either of you played against each other when you had to play rep?
No.
No, I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't have any I don't remember playing against either of them, but yeah,
No.
we might have. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So I'll ask this question then. We all mentioned right at the start what position you all play on the court. if you had a preferred position where you like to convince your coaches to put you, where would that be?
Or I want to say goal attack, but I got a lot of pressure, so I don't know if I want to say goal attack. But I do like defending. I enjoy defending. Obviously, otherwise, yeah, why would I play it?
I'm probably the same. Probably like have a go down the goaling end, but probably wouldn't be very good.
Yeah, probably like try and go goalkeeper or something. I don't know. Something different.
Well, let's see if that ever happens. 4-3. Now, what does the sport of netball mean to all three of you, and especially being there at the Northeast Blaze?
For me, I think when I found out, even when I started training with Blaze and then this year making the playing team, that was probably like the best news I've heard in terms of netball, and probably the best news I heard last year as well, especially being like going through lockdown and COVID and all that sort of thing. But for me, netball is like a really good release during the week from different things like school, uni. Yeah, it's like a good kind of social thing too, and also like good exercise. Also something to like work towards and like have goals to achieve throughout the season, which is really good.
Yeah, I think it was very good to find out like last year after a pretty bad year that I had a spot in the team, and yeah, I agree. Like it's such a good environment at Blaze. Like we're such a family, and it's really nice to go to training and know you've got support from like all the older girls and everyone that's there.
Yeah, same with Ali. Like it was a bit unexpected. I didn't know that I would be in the team this year, but now that I am, like it's such a good experience, and like I've made so much friends that I didn't know I would, which is really good.
Do either of you have any future ambitions in the sport of netball?
I think playing like the Suncorp League for Vixens or Collingwood, since Kate Upton's there as well, would be a dream of mine. I think being on TV.
Yeah, something to work towards.
Same.
Keep on working hard, and yeah, obviously it's like a dream for a lot of girls that are playing our age kind of thing.
Yeah, just like trying to get to a higher level and see how that goes.
And I guess I have to ask, on top of that, do either of you have any highlights throughout your netball journey so far, other than being selected at the Blaze?
I think the regionals, what was it, the state titles tournament we played, like you play for your region. I think that was a really like good highlight. I think that was kind of like the start of my Blaze journey when Sarah was there watching. I think I was selected for a training position for Blaze the following year. So I'm very grateful for my opportunity to get out on the court over that weekend, and that's kind of where I've lifted off, which is really good.
Yeah, similar to Steph. Probably just like being selected into like academy, like the Central East Academy was quite a big step for me. I wasn't expecting it at all, and then I got selected for that, which was really fun and learned a lot from being in that program. And yeah, just like any finals and things that are really exciting throughout the season as well are nice.
Yeah, same with Ali, like Talent Academy, like it was a really good experience from like lots of coaches came, different coaches and different players, which was really good experience.
Ruby's played for Victoria too, just throwing it out there.
Yeah, she did mention that. I was waiting for that. Okay, so you kept that one quiet, Ruby.
Ew.
Do either of you play netball, football netball level on the weekends?
I play the Friday night league, the Northern Football Netball League, and I love playing Friday nights. The league is so different from what we're used to. It's not like it's still full on, but not like a Wednesday night full on VNL. So yeah, it's like we still play with heaps of the girls that we know from Blaze, but no, it's a really good atmosphere. It's a good experience as well.
I don't. I'm just at the courts at Pinkshire's are playing still on Saturdays.
Yeah, neither. I just play for school netball on Saturdays.
So, Steph, I need to ask you, which team would that be?
North Heidelberg.
And how's your team traveling at the moment?
At the moment, we've had like a bit of a rough start through grading. We had a draw last Friday night. Unfortunately, we couldn't get the win, but the team that we played against hasn't lost for years. So it was still good to give them a bit of a run for their money. But hopefully we have a pretty successful season. We have a really strong team. So yeah, watch this space, I guess.
That's right. I'm assuming that would be Diamond Creek that you would have versed.
Yes, yeah, it is.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
so. Now, what would be your advice to people out there that should get involved in netball, especially at your respective associations?
I think definitely give it a crack. Don't just it till you try it. I know netball does cop some flack sometimes, but it's still a very valid sport. It's massive, especially in the female sport in Victoria at the moment. Yeah, heaps of role models, heaps of opportunities to play and get good coaching. So yeah, give it a shot.
Yeah, I agree. Just give it a go. You'll make new friends, exercise, and probably learn a lot of new skills.
Yeah, I agree too. Just give it a shot and don't give up, and you always make new friends. So it's a really fun experience.
Now, let's finish on a couple light-hearted questions about your teammates there in the 19s and under. Firstly, who had the most embarrassing moment on the court this season and what was it?
I wouldn't say it's embarrassing, but it was definitely very funny. It was during one of our practice matches. I can't remember like how it happened, but Ruby actually, I think she might have gone for an injury or something. She knows what I'm talking about. And she just went sliding across the court. She fell over, she slid across the court. And as much as I like thought she hurt herself, I could not help but laugh. And all of us on the sideline were pissing ourselves. It was so funny.
I got the ball from it as well. So
Yeah, she did
Yeah, I
too.
remember that. That was not good.
That was funny.
So Ruby, you're not going to get out of this question then after that. How did it happen? And when did you thought, oh no, this is going to be the most embarrassing moment of it?
I don't know. I was just like, the ball was going out on the sideline or something, and I just thought I'll just go for it. And then I just ended up on the floor. And then everyone was just getting around me and was laughing. And then at the end of the game, they all just talked about it and was laughing at me. Like, oh, I didn't think it was that bad.
Who's the comedian in the team?
I definitely think Maddie and Jackie.
yeah.
Vice captain. Yeah. Even Cass is a bit of a character too.
Yeah.
Actually. Yeah.
I feel like together they're all like something
Yeah,
else.
like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Funny when they're around all together. Kind
Even
of feed off
Sarah,
each other.
coach, yeah, he's quite
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree with those ones. Any good singers or dancers in the team we should know about?
We haven't really sussed out the hidden talents yet. That's definitely something to keep an eye out though. Yeah, I think in like the change room pre-game. I think that's when we'll find out. Yeah.
Okay, so further on to that question then, is anyone into their TikToks?
Not in the 19 squad, but Olivia Ellis in Open, she definitely is. She's like TikTok famous. Yeah. I'm sure we've seen them.
Yes, agree with that one. Now, do either of you have a pre-game superstition or ritual?
I'm not really a superstitious person, but Sarah does. Like when we put our hands in before the game, she won't let us stand on like any of the lines.
Oh, yes.
It's I'm not really sure why, but we all just kind of go with it.
I don't either, apart from like the hands in thing.
Yes, no, I do agree with that. I did see that on Wednesday in a couple of games this year, and I'm trying to figure out what that is. Does the team have a pump-up song before a game?
Not really. Maddie's usually on tune. She brings in her speaker, her black and pink speaker. That just pops on for a few minutes before the game. We don't really have like a specific song, I don't think.
And I guess on top of that then, have you had any like contribution to that song list that she does?
Not really. Maybe we'll have like an under 19s playlist.
Yeah.
So now considering Maddie's playing in Div 1 this week, who's the responsible person to bring the speakers, or is it going to happen?
Oh, we
Probably
actually
us.
haven't talked about that yet.
Yeah.
That's a very good question.
I think Maddie will still be there probably, hopefully.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, fair enough. Now, considering that you've played at 3 different time slots on a Wednesday night, 7 and 8:20 and 9:40. Now, I've got a feeling I know where this answer's going, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Is there a preferred time slot that you are better playing that the most?
I personally
As-
love the 8:20s the most.
Yeah.
I don't like the 9:40 games, but I feel like
No.
the 9:40 games we've played really well. Like
True.
Yeah,
we've
that's
had some
true.
really good games at that time. Even though it's late at night and we were all like half
Yeah.
asleep. But
Yeah,
I think we played some of our best netball in those time
Yeah,
slots.
that's true.
yeah.
Now, we'll finish off with these last two, which is, now, we mentioned the embarrassing moment on the court. Has there been any silly or funny moments that's happened off the court or at training?
Not that I can think of.
No,
At
no, I
training.
can't think of anything.
I think there was one time I went to catch a rebound or catch the ball or something at training, but it hit me in the face instead. And Sarah was like, "What are you doing? Do you need to be sent off?"
I think the most embarrassing thing is when you're at training and you get hit in the face and then Sarah calls out, "Was that a Falcon?"
Yeah, she sees it.
And you never
Really
get
hope you see it.
Yes, I remember when I last went to your training session, that actually did happen. So, I don't know. So has anyone copped a Falcon other than Steph?
I have.
Thanks for
Yeah,
admitting that.
definitely.
So, Ruby, you haven't copped a Falcon yet.
I don't really know what a falcon is.
It's like when you go to catch it and it's like slips through your hands and you shoot in your hand. It's just so
Oh,
embarrassing.
it probably has happened.
Well, all three, thank you so much for getting up your time to join us. It's awesome having all three on the show. Watching your game and being the scorer of that game, of that pretty late 9:40 game, mind you, on that last Wednesday. Congratulations on the win, well deserved. Best of luck against the Saints tomorrow night, Wednesday night, of course. They're at the State Netball and Hockey Centre, and let's hope it all goes well, and continue, hopefully, break into the top 4 again, hopefully by the end of tomorrow night.
Cool. Thank you so much for
Thank
having
you.
us.
Yeah,
for
thanks for
having
having us.
No worries. And of course, if you want to get down and support the Blaze throughout the 2021 season, we'll put all the details up on how you can go about going down there and supporting the team either at State Netball and Hockey Centre midweek or at their home games coming up very soon within the next month or so. There's more on the Smash Sport Show right after this. Don't go away here on the 10th year edition.